That is, substantial variance in the scores on this instrument can be attributed to biological sex.
Now, wait a minute. This doesn't sound nearly as interesting as what Suze was reading. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Yes, my name is Mike Farrell.
And you're a volunteer reader.
I
and
am.
What are you reading today? Let's see the front of that book.
I am reading Communicating at Work, Principles and Practices for Business and the Professions.
Now, Mike, that sounds a little dry to me. And what I just heard you read sounded really dry, except right down at the end you said biological sex.
And that got your attention,
That perked me
right?
up just a little bit, but...
Well, it's not. It's interesting, and it's some things that I've found true in the business world. How you approach somebody, how you talk to somebody, how you conduct yourself, either physically or gestures, and that's what this is all about.
So you're learning a little bit.
Oh, indeed, yeah. I don't know it all. That's why this computer is here. So when I had to back up a little while ago, and I thought, gee, it's good that I'm not on camera. I backed up 4 times on a simple word.
Now, do you have a reading voice, a reading style that you have developed because of this?
I don't know if it's a style as much as it's my inflection, or the reader's guidelines here indicate if you have a certain inflection, if it's in italics, or you say a proper name, Huell Howser. If they've never heard it before, you spell the last name. So by inflection and pauses, I think you can get across. But I personally don't have a you don't
have a radio voice.
No, I don't. But if I did, I would, I'd be a jazz DJ.
Kind of laid back.
3 a.m, sure.
You wouldn't be doing hip hop or.
Oh no. It'd have to be jazz. It'd have to be cool jazz. 3 a.m.
Now we've come to booth G8, and I've met up with Sheila. And Sheila, what are you reading today?
I am reading Crafting and Executing Strategy: The Quest for Competitive Advantage, Concepts and Cases.
And you are reading it with a wonderful English, British accent.
Yes, I am.
So the listeners to this tape have an added bonus. They get to hear your wonderful English accent.
Yes, they do.
Do you lay it on thick when you're reading, or?
No, I just read, and it just comes out fine.
Now, are you excited about what you're reading today? I guess there are good days and bad days as far as interest level goes.
Yes. Actually, I like the, just the plain reading. I love the novels, of course, which we get very few of. But these are mainly technical books, which I learn a lot from, too.
Are you a reader by
Yes.
nature? You
Yes.
like to read?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Does this just kind of get you started, and then you go home and read some more, or?
Well, basically, I read more in the metaphysical line. So this is giving me more of an education. I
so
sort of
you're
been
learning something
yes,
today.
Yes, I am.
And
yes.
I've asked everybody else, why did you start doing this? What brought you here?
Well, I really want to get into the voiceover industry, which is extremely hard. But anyway, and the thing was that someone had told me about this, and once I started, I really liked it. So I come every week, and sometimes twice a week, but I just really enjoy reading, and also it's a very good cause.
And it's kind of interesting. You're kind of shut in this little booth, this little soundproof booth. The whole world is going on around you.
Right.
But you're in your own little cocoon here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And this is it. I'm so into the reading. You're not aware of anything around. You're just into that reading, and it's
Time flies by.
Oh, very much so. I've got a clock here. My watch had broken, so I brought my clock. But the time just flies like that.
Yeah.
Yes, it really does.
So you recommend this for people out there watching who want to do some volunteer work.
Absolutely.
Very rewarding.
Yes, it is. To oneself, it is. Yes, very rewarding.
All right, I'm just going to back off and listen to you read. Can you
right.
just read a little bit for us?
Yes, I
and
can.
we'll be hearing basically what some student
We'll be hearing.
somewhere in the United States, because this goes all over the country,
Yes,
all over the world.
I think, yes.
We'll be hearing what you're doing right now.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
yes.
here she goes.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Managers face three central questions in evaluating their company's business prospects. What's the company's present situation? Where does the company need to go from here? And how should it get there? Arriving at a probing answer to the question, what's the company's present situation, prompts managers to evaluate industry conditions and competitive pressures.
Another booth, another reader. Laura, we warned you that we were coming in.
You did.
What are you reading in here today?
Well, I'm reading the Cambridge Handbook of Personal Relationships.
Which is about personal
relationships, yeah.
Now that sounds kind of juicy.
It is kind of juicy. It explains that right now I'm reading information about marriage and divorce and all the research that's been done on that. But right now I'm actually reading all the references at the end of the chapter.
Which, just from a distance, looks real. This isn't a good day for you, is it?
It's a little dry. It's a
yeah,
little
there's
dry.
all these pages just full of references.
Yeah. But,
Page after
page. After page. But, all this, for the student who's in this class, it's really important information. So as dry as it is for me, I know that it'll be very helpful too.
And that's kind of the theme that we have going throughout all the people we've talked with today is what you get out of this, knowing that you're helping others.
Yeah, I've been volunteering here for I'd say about 8 or 9 months, and I had the opportunity to go to the volunteer luncheon a few months ago and hear some of the stories about parents whose children are finally able to do well in school, and for blind students who they just don't have the opportunities to acquire the education that I've been lucky to get, and these resources are so important for them.
Now, the other volunteers we've talked with this morning have retired. They're doing this as part of their retirement. You're not retired.
No, not yet. I'm working on it. No, I'm an actress, and I enjoy reading and using my voice. And I had met someone else who, said, you'd really probably enjoy this, and I loved it ever since I started.
Well, I hate to be stereotypical here, but if you're saying you're an actress, do you put a little extra flair when you read the reference pages? Do you give it a good shot? Are you auditioning here in some way?
I think all of our readers give it their own flair. And, to be honest, actually, it's not about me. The point is to just communicate the material clearly and simply, and not embellish it too much, because it's really the reader's imagination and the listener, because they'll be the listener.
Yeah.
And for them to sort of make it their own.
And isn't it neat, though, that they're hearing your voice and what you're giving them just by reading a reference page? Yeah,
it's really, again, I guess I didn't realize when I started how much it would mean to me to know that, somewhere there's some kid hearing my voice, reading, pages 2002 through 2012, it's fun. It's good. Cobb, R.J., Davila, D-A-V-I-L-A, J., and Bradbury, T.N., 2001. Attachment Security and Marital Satisfaction. The Role of Positive Perceptions and Social Support. Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin 27, 1131 through 1143.
Diane, I'm embarrassed. You have been trying to get us here for how many years?
Only 8 years, Huell.
Yeah, you told me.
I told you that this is a unique, wonderful place, and I knew that you would love it because it is so different.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, we're standing in front of the wall with some of the reasons that this has such an impact.
Exactly. What you see on the wall, that's the reason that we exist. The audio textbooks that we record are used by students with learning disabilities, like Cara, our beautiful Cara. And they're
Does that mean like she's dyslexic?
Yeah, so learning disabilities, there's a lot of different kinds of learning disabilities. Dyslexia is one. And Cara learns through listening. So she listens to the books while she's reading along in the text. And then we also have helped people like Anthony Jawad. Anthony is legally blind, and he's a scholar. He is excelling in college now. And these are some of the kids that have received Scholastic Achievement Awards from us.